Hi, in this video I'm just going to show you a great tip for the Suunto Race or Race S Series watch. I'm using my own Race S Titanium for the video demonstration here. It's to do with the display settings. What you can do with your watch is set different display screen settings for different activities so they don't all have to be the same. So generally with this watch with the nice bright AMOLED screen, I've got it set in what we call gesture control mode. So when you set the watch as gesture control, that means when you're wearing it, you simply tip your wrist towards you and then the watch comes to life, if you haven't pressed the button, just to view the screen. Helps save battery. So as default, when you set your watch up, you'll find all of the activities such as your hiking, cycling, trail running, gym activities are all set the same way. But what you can then do if you're doing certain activities, so for me, it was an activity in the gym. So I've started using the watch for the gym, got it paired with a heart rate chest sensor, which does work better for gym activities. But I was finding on certain machinery that I'm using in the gym, when I'm doing something like a strength class or a HIIT class, it's not that easy to tilt your wrist towards you. Sometimes I just want to glance to see how I'm doing time-wise, you know, what the timer's on, depending how you've got the watch set for your gym activities, or maybe just glance at the heart rate or the calories. So I've actually set it for the gym to be on all the time and just a brighter screen, but for the other activities it then doesn't change them. They stay as, just for example, gesture control, which is what I normally prefer. So I'm just going to demonstrate that now. So the wrist, watch at the minute, if I just plonk it on my wrist, if I was doing an activity now or just using it as a watch, I've got it set so when I tip it towards me, so I'll just get this moved so I can actually do a tilt, you can see the screen comes on there. So it's nice and quick when you're actually wearing it properly. I was a bit too close to the camera to try and do a proper tilt, but you tip your wrist towards you, the screen comes on. So if I now go into one of my standard sort of activities that I use the watch for, so I'm just going to press the top right hand button and I'm going to change it to trail running. So I've now got trail running. Now with the trail running, if I then scroll down using the scroll wheel or the touch screen and go into exercise options, the very first option is display, and I've got this set as brightness medium, so you can put different brightness levels for your different activities. I'm going to leave it as medium, and always on display is turned off. So I've set it as raise to wake, full wake, so it means when I tilt it towards me, screen comes on, fully wakes up the watch. But what I've done for my gym activity, so I'm just going to come right back out, scroll down and select circuit training, and then if I do exactly the same, scroll down to exercise options, you'll see under display I've got brightness high just because of the type of light conditions I have in the gym I use, and always on display. So I'm just going to demonstrate that now. So when I'm doing one of my other activities, whether it be running, trail running, etc., when I start that activity, I'll just dismiss that I haven't got a satellite signal. What you'll find is the screen will go off after so long, so I'll just plonk it as if it was on my wrist, and then what you'll see is the screen will go off. And then when the screen goes off, it's no problem when I'm doing me running, me walking, me hiking, even when I'm using poles, I simply tilt the watch towards me, and when I tilt the watch towards me, the screen comes back on. So that's the screen off there now. So when I'm running along, I just tilt the watch towards me and the screen comes on, and then I can view what I need to see. And then again, when I put my wrist back down my side, it's saving battery because the screen will go off. But when I'm doing the gym activities, like I say, you find it sometimes quite hard if you want to view the screen, depending on what machinery you're using, to actually tilt your wrist, sorry. It's not so much viewing the screen, it's just hard to do a full tilt. So what I've actually done for the gym activities, which I just showed you, so I'm just going to come out of here now, I'll just discard this one, and discard. So if I now go to, I've set up a one for gym work, I've called it circuit training. There's various options you've got in the watch. But if I go to top right hand button and go down to circuit training, and just a reminder, I scroll down to the option exercise options and then display. I've got the brightness as high and always on display. So I'm not worried about having to do a full tilt towards me when I'm using certain sort of machinery in the gym. So if I start that one now, and I'll just put that one on my wrist, it should actually get a heart rate reading. If I just move it onto my wrist there, and then basically with that one now, actually I've set this, I've just remembered I've turned off the optical heart rate on the watch because I'm using it normally with a chest strap. That's the only reason we're not seeing a heart rate reading. But basically, I can just have that on all the time now, and I'm not worried about having to tilt the watch towards me if I want to view any of the screen. So I just find it a lot easier with that setting to have it on all the time. It does go slightly dimmer, so if I do a full tilt, it'll come on brighter, but it's enough for me to be able to see the screen rather than it going totally off, which is what normally happens when you've got gesture control on. So I'll just plonk the watch back down. So just a reminder again, in your different activities, I'm just going to stop that one and discard it. Just remind you where it is again. Your different activities, when you load them by pressing the top right hand button on your Suunto Race watch, which I'm now going to do, top right hand button, and then before you start the activity, scroll down, look at which activity you've got selected. I've got circuit training. Scroll down to exercise options, select it, display at the top, and then for the display setting for that activity, you can say what you want the brightness to be, low, high or medium, and also you can change it to always on display or always on display, not on, depending what you're doing. I would recommend generally for outdoor activities such as running, hiking, etc., trail running, where you can tilt your wrist easily towards you. Even when I'm using poles, I would recommend having the raise to wake and always on display off. But when you're doing a gym activity, always on display can help with that type of activity where it's not easy to tilt your wrist towards you. So I hope you found this tip useful, and thanks for watching. You'll find the full range of Suunto watches on our GPS training website, gpstraining.co.uk. Under the GPS store, we've got the multi-activity GPS watches. If you purchase a Suunto watch from GPS Training, you do get access to many more technical videos that go into setting up your watch for the first time and using your watch and using the watch app. And you get telephone and email support from ourselves if you do purchase a watch from us. And thanks for watching.